Hiya! A quick video with some slow stitching, a bit of embroidery, and first time trying to sew on these little mirrors that I have never used before. You know when you've got loads of things to do that you don't actually really want to do? Well, that's me today. So instead of actually doing the things that you should be doing, I'm going to do this. I'm going to use this material I got from a second-hand shop here in France that someone's done by hand, and I just think it's so lovely. And I was going to try and put it in a patchwork jacket, so I might still do that with the rest, but I just love the colours and I think it's so nice. So I've got these little mirrors that I've bought that I've never used. I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm going to try and get them on there. And then I've got Lena Reprise. What's this, like to repair socks or something? And this is also from the second-hand shop as well, like mending stuff. It's wool, so that's from the second-hand shop. And these ones I bought new. It's a thicker thread, but I love the fluffiness of it. I've also got this, so they were cheap, everything there was cheap. That, however, is a decent Aurifil wool thread. This is what I'm going to use as well. Same thing as that, but the quality is different. Like this one, I have noticed will, like, you have to cut quite short pieces of it when you're sewing. It does come off, like it does come apart fairly easily. These from the second-hand shop as well. I think I'll use the black one. I think it's cotton, but this is really nice to sew with. And then I've got my zip. This I got from the end of series shop, like things that they couldn't sell in the other shops. $6.99 for a whole bag, so I better get making some pencil cases. And last thing, so I'll have to have like a lining for this material because it is so thin, and the lining will be cotton too, and I'm embroidering onto here. I'm gonna iron this on to the pieces. So this has got like little spots of glue on one side, so you put it the rough texture onto the material, and that's just going to help with stabilizing the material and making it a bit thicker. And a ruler, some scissors, and I'm going to cut out 2 pieces of that. Okay, let's go. So the first thing I did was cut out my 2 pieces of material, 24 centimeters by 12.5, and then I stuck on these mirrors that actually have a sticky backing, which is really useful. So I stuck it where I wanted it to be, and then I'm doing a square all the way around it, so like a little grid to hold it in place. I did watch a few tutorials, but I didn't really want to watch how to do things. I wanted to make something, and I couldn't really understand it, so I'm just doing it. So I did one square, and then I did another square on top, and sometimes I did another square on top of that. I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't coming out anywhere. So until it's really nice and secure on there. And then I'm doing just little stitches around the side, just little bars. And I did think of putting a French knot on the end of each one, but I decided against it because it's a pencil case, it's going to be in another bag, it's going to get knocked around, and I just wanted things that were going to be stable and not delicate. So what I decided to do, instead of actually watching the tutorials, is to just come up on the outside of the mirror, catch all the stitches under the needle. So come up, catch all the stitches under it, and then go down. Or you can come up and wrap it around a few times and then go down. But this worked fine for me, and I just kept on going round until all the stitches looked like it was in a uniform way. So all the stitches in the right direction. And I took 2 different oranges to do this because I just thought it added a bit of interest, and these colours are so nice. And when I bought this, the lady in the shop said they weren't selling because people didn't really have socks that colour to mend. So I really liked that she had all those nice colours. So now I'm taking the thinner threads and I'm going to put 2 together, and I'm just going to do some slow stitching, some different points. I did these little T-shapes, and doing the T-shapes I did lots of little lines in one direction, and then I came back over and did the crosses in the other direction, and I thought that was much quicker to do it like that. Some running stitch, and that's one side done. On the other side, I tried to just do some cluster of stitches. This is the blanket stitch. And on this side as well, I added in some black. So that's a blanket stitch all the way around the outsides, and some running stitches with the black thread. So that's one side, and that's the second side. And then I'm getting on to just making the zipper pouch. Loads of tutorials for this kind of thing, so I'm just showing you how I did it quickly. So you put the zip face down, zip in the middle, and the lining and the outside on one side. Sew it down, open it up, and I did do a top stitch on these. So that's a zip in the middle, and then you're going to put the 2 outside pieces together and flip it over and put the 2 lining pieces together, and you're going to be sure to leave a gap about 10 centimetres or something to turn it around. And you want the zipper teeth to be facing towards the lining. And then I'm going to sew all the way around the outside, just leaving that gap. Once it's sewn up, I cut off the corners so I can get a nicer point. Turn it all the right way around. And I do think that a good iron does make the difference in the long run. And there's my pencil case done. I hope you enjoyed it.